For better living, are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thanking God for life.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how we did this small knotless braids on her teeny weeny afro. She is getting them lower than butt length, and she's quite tall, so the distance was the length was very dramatic. And I feel like on a shorter person it will probably be even longer than, obviously the length. Anyway, so we're going to be doing box parts, and you guys, before we even get into this tutorial, this hair took me for 13 to 14 hours to do. So we started at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then we didn't finish till like 9:25 p.m. at night. And of course I was doing this by myself, so I didn't have any help. Usually when I'm doing styles like this, I usually have a braiding assistant to help me. As you can see, what I'm doing right now, just to drift off really quickly, is I am adding some shining jam to the parts. When you add shining jam to the parts, it kind of helps you clean it up a little bit, especially when you have shorter pieces that you're working with. So incorporate that when you're parting shorter hair. So yeah, back to the hair and why it took me so long. So initially we were going to curl the ends, and when you're curling the ends, you don't braid all the way down, right? You braid halfway, and it kind of saves you a little bit of time, which I'm always very happy about. And then when you're doing curls, you don't braid halfway. Girl, my brain is all over the place. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to do this voiceover because I have to wake up at 6 a.m. for my 8 a.m. appointment. So bear with me, guys. So what was I saying? Oh, 8 a.m. Oh, 2 a.m. for me. This is all over the place. Okay, back to this video. So anyways, usually it takes me for small knotless braids, it takes me, like, when I'm braiding it by myself and it's this long, it take me if it's just to the butt, it takes me like maybe 7 to 10 hours depending on how full your hair is and things like that. But for this particular one, it took me like 14 hours because it was past the butt length, and it was really small, and she has a lot of hair. But when we got to the ends of the hair, initially she told me she wanted it straight, so we braided all the way down, and then she said that she wanted to curl it because, she changed her mind, which it's allowed. So we ended up curling it anyways. But I wish we didn't have to do that because that would have saved so much. That probably would have saved me a good 2 hours or an hour and a half, because it takes a long time to braid all the way down, especially when you're gonna just keep it straight. Anyways, so for this hair I used a mix of a T27 and a T30. T27 and T30 is like color 27 mixed with black, and a color 30, which is that auburn color, mixed with black. And I kind of just alternated that color throughout her hair. Sometimes I mix the T30 and T27 together just to give me a little like pop of fusion, color fusion, whatever you want to call it, color pop. And then sometimes I just did straight 27 on, alternating braids, and T30 on others. So just kind of played with it like that. For small knotless braids, when you're working with them, you have to take very small pieces when you're starting, and just throughout. Actually, you just take very tiny pieces of hair and add it as you go. Now, to get the added length, like I said, this was past the lower butt length, you have to kind of braid out a couple of inches and then add another strand of hair. The hair itself on its own, I think it's about 53 inches. And then when you start, breaking up the pieces and fitting it in, this hair could have probably been anywhere from like 60 inches to 65 inches long on her. So keep that in mind. So I was already working with long hair to begin with, and then I have to add some pieces of hair to elongate it. So with the fitting, with the knotless technique, it does have a fitting process. With the fitting process, you can get any added length that you desire. If a client comes to you and they tell you, I want my braids to be longer than XYZ, instead of switching out or cutting up new hair, you can just use the fitting technique to elongate what you already have going on. So to grip her hair, I already have some shining jam on it. So I braid it, into a 3-strand braid, and I take a little bit of that braiding hair and I fit it into the hair in between my fingers, braid once, and then take another little piece, fit it in. It can be very, very tedious. Very, very, very tedious process, you guys. So you want, I wouldn't recommend doing this by yourself, because it takes a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is, the only time I have my braiding assistance is when I'm in Nigeria, and I have people that I work with that help. So things like, styles like this usually don't take this long at all. So I don't recommend you doing this by yourself. That's why it drives me crazy when we're talking about pricing. It's just crazy how some people would rather just like lowball it, because it's a lot of work, you guys. Imagine standing for that long. I don't care if your speed is even better than that. Just because your speed is better than that is all the more reason why you should charge even more. Like, it takes so much time. I know I had scheduled another person after her, but I ended up having to reschedule the other clients because there was no way that I was going to be able to finish this and then do a really good job on the other client, because I would be so exhausted. I promise you, I definitely would have messed up my next appointment if I had tried that. It was just not possible. So thankfully, she was very, very sweet, and she allowed me to reschedule without giving me a hard time. So I was very happy about that. I have really, really awesome clients, you guys. I brag on my clients because like their energy is so amazing. Like, everybody is so kind, everybody is so patient, everybody is so understanding. So it makes my job a little bit easier, and it just does not stress me. They don't stress me at all. So I'm always very thankful about that. And I always pray before anybody sits on my chair. I pray for my hands, and it has been helping and working. I mean, the last time I had a crazy client was like when I first started, and ever since then things have been really, really good. So I knock on wood, hopefully this doesn't jinx it. But yeah, this is what the hair looks like. Look how long it is. But I just love the color combination of that T30 and that T37. It looks really, really nice. Like, it complements her skin so well, and it blends really well with her natural black hair without looking crazy. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. We're almost done right here, so we're just kind of looking at it to see where to place certain colors. And then she was telling me that she didn't want any tension because her hair breaks very easily, and she just wants to avoid any tension, just to keep her hair healthy. That's why we wanted to do knotless braids in the first place, because knotless braid helps with that. It's very, very low tension, and it really does make sure that you don't have any pulling on your hair. That's why knotless braids, it's interesting, because it's like people think that, okay, automatically if you do knotless braids your hair will be healthy, but you have to know how to do it. There are certain things that you can do when doing knotless braids that will cause breakage, and it's very important to understand hair weight, hair density, and how to decide the amount of hair pieces to add per client, because everybody's hair density is different. Some people have really fine hair, some people have really thick hair. So when you have clients that have really, really thick hair, it's okay, you probably get away with adding bigger chunks to your knotless braids. But if you have clients that have really, really fine hair, you want to take very, very small pieces, because you don't want the weight of the braiding hair to to pull on their natural hair, because essentially what knotless braid is like it's your hair holding acting as an anchor for the braids itself. So instead of you using the weight of the braids to support your instead of you using the braiding hair to support your braids, you're using your row hair to support the weight of the braiding hair. So it's important to be able to gauge the density and just the ratio of natural hair to braiding hair to use. I don't know if you guys are understanding the picture that I'm trying to paint. So if all else fails, just always opt for smaller pieces. Smaller pieces are always a good way to go, especially when you're doing like smaller sizes. Take smaller pieces. If you're doing bigger sizes, still kind of don't go too crazy with just because the hair is thicker and in the parts in the parting size. You don't go too crazy with adding bigger chunks of hair because it's still a lot of weight, especially if a client has finer hair texture. So things like that, they're very, very important. So don't just go to any and everybody thinking just because you're getting knotless braids, your hair is not going to break off. It's still very, very, very possible. So you have to make sure you're going to the right people that understand what they're doing and take their time to do the hairstyle and do it very, very well. Because your hair is worth it, sweetheart. Everybody deserves to have nice, gorgeous, thick, and full hair and edges. Amen. So I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, what did we do for like 14 hours? Like, what were we doing? So when I work, I typically always have a show on TV because I like giving people the option to just relax and chill. And TVs are a way for, I guess it's a way for you to have something to distract you because I'm not really a chatty person. So I like having the television on just to give us another distraction outside of, having to make, just having to talk all the time, just to give us something else to watch. Entertainment, because I can't entertain you the whole time. And I know people get bored, they get really, really like, you know, it gets tiring just sitting there hours and hours and hours. So, like, I like to put on something on TV. You get to pick your own show. You get to finish a series you've always wanted to watch, or you could start a series you've always wanted to watch and just do whatever you want, pretty much. So, with us, we just pretty much watch TV. And we talked a lot actually, which was very shocking because I even told her, I'm like, I'm not a chatty person. Like, when people come to my cheddar, like, they just bring their laptop, they work, they bring a book, they read, they play video games on their phone, they watch TV. But we really got to talking. We talked about a lot of really cool stuff. We talked about her career, and she's so like amazing, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I learned a lot just talking to her, and it had me thinking maybe I should be more like open-minded and be more chatty. But then again, I want to still be true to myself and not like overdo it because I'm not. It takes a lot of strength for me to just like talk sometimes because I'm very much an introvert. And I was saying like I was pretty much saying hairstyling is not like an introvert's career. It's very interesting. We don't talk about it enough, but like people have a stereotype of what a hairstylist should be like or what it should the type of personality they should have. And I feel like a lot of hairstylists kind of bounce off of that type of personality, and sometimes it's not organic, and I could feel that. And typically when I go get my hair done, I don't like talking to my hairstylist because I just want to be left alone. That's just how I am though. But anyways, as you guys can see, I don't know if this hair was so long. I usually don't even sit down during appointments, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This appointment, I had to sit down towards the end. I didn't go pee. I didn't take breaks. Actually, I did. I ordered Domino's. We took a break to get some food. I ordered some Domino's, which took the break probably was like 15 minutes 15 minutes break, 15 to 20 minutes, not even up to 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes break that we took. As you can see, I'm sitting down. When I got to the top, I started braiding halfway, and then when I finished the top, we just went back and finished the ends. So what I did was I started, instead of putting hair on the rack, I just gave her the hair and I just asked her to help give me hair because it made it faster. Because I realized like hanging hair on that thread rack, it's a great way for like services like, you know, medium size or large, but for smalls it can really take your time. Like it takes an extra couple of hours because when you add that little extra 6 minutes that it takes you to fill up your rack, add it together, it mounts up. So yeah, if you can ask them to help you, go ahead and ask because it will save you a lot of time. But please, this small knotless, almost, I would never in my life do this by myself again. So if you're gonna book this, please book it in Nigeria. But in America, here in Dallas, I will not be offering small with this length combination. It's deadly. I'm not doing it. It takes up my whole day. And if I do decide to do it, if you beg me enough, I would maybe charge you extra. But that's it. Like I'm not, nah, it's too much. It's too much work. Like so much work. So when we trim the hair, you guys know I normally go in one braid at a time to trim, but at this point it was going towards 10 p.m. in the night. We started at 8 a.m. in the morning. I was tired. I could tell she was getting tired. Back was hurting. We was sitting kind of funny on the chair, you know, just trying to hang in there. So I just kind of did a very strategic trim, and I knew the hair took really well to hot water, so that's why I kind of skimped out on the trimming because the hot water really smoothing the braids. This pre-stretch hair is amazing. The only thing is it's just expensive, but it's amazing. It's super long. The mix is just crazy. It's like a perfect mix, and then it has like ombre at the bottom. It's so pretty. So as you can see, I thought we were gonna keep the hair straight. That's why I dipped the hair first before curling it. Usually you guys know I curl first, but obviously she told me that she wanted it straight. You guys, this hair is touching the floor. She says she wanted it straight, so I dipped it first, but then after I dipped it, she was like, oh, you know, let's get it curly. So I took out my perm rods and curled the hair. Now you guys play with your perm rod sizing. I buy these in different sizes because they give you different looks. Some give you really tight curls, some give you really loose curls. Especially if you have a client that want like a goddess look, try playing with bigger size rods because it gives the illusion of like hair. Like when you curl it, it gives you the illusion of you added hair at the ends even when you don't. So like play with different rod size and see which ones you like, and just have them handy so that way when a client comes, they say they don't want like crazy curls, you can use the bigger size ones because they give you looser curls. They can give you that deep twist loose curl look without giving you that tightness. I feel like that tight curly look is very kiddish. Sometimes it is very kiddish, but but it depends on the hairstyle that you're doing it with. So yeah, just play with them, have fun. As you can see, I dipped it, you know, just to mimic the other section. So I dipped it first on the opposite side as well, just to mimic the other section, so that way everything comes out unison. How do you say that? Unit, whatever. Everything comes out the same. And then after I dip it, I always spray it with spritz. When you spray with spritz, it holds longer. And your twisting technique, you need to wrap your twist, like wrap the hair around the rod, like roll it and wrap. Like don't just roll it on there, you gotta like twist it and wrap it around the rods, and then you dip it in hot water, remove it, and then you take your spritz and spray it, and your curls will last you like a long time. You keep these curls in for like the whole duration of your style, and it will hold and it will not shake. Like it's amazing. So when I remove it, I always untwist in the opposite direction, and then I take a pair of scissors to cut off the ends. The reason I cut the ends first before breaking up the curls is that it prevents any tangling, so it doesn't, so that way when you have tangling, it messes up the formation of your curls. So you want to trim first before you separate your curls. Anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Would you sit for 14 hours for these braids? Don't come for me, you guys. Like, be very mindful. My feelings get hurt real easy, so be nice. Would you sit long for these braids? Are they worth it to you? How much would you pay? How much would you charge? Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, have a merry day and God bless, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.